Hi there, it's Lana Wright with the Wright Real Estate team of the Real Estate Professionals here in Calgary, Alberta. It is Monday, May the 4th, and I hope that everybody is keeping safe and healthy as we continue to be semi-locked down or have some restrictions on activities that we're able to do while we battle this crazy coronavirus. I wanted to touch on two things today. One is the current market and also a little chat about feedback from showings. So there was some data that was out, of course, because April has passed, and according to the Real Estate Board of Calgary, sales were down 63% in April, year over year from last year, and the amount of inventory being added to the market was down 50%. Now, one of the things that they mentioned is that the average price of a home went down 8%. I caution everybody to sort of hang your hats on this data because we've only had 1 month to kind of see what's going on. My experience in the last week is that things have really picked up. We have written many offers, some of which have been accepted and others have not. One of the things that we're noticing with buyers is that because we've been told it is a buyer's market, there is a mentality and a strategy to go in low and to sort of do back and forth negotiations in small increments, and that does not seem to be working right now. And part of the problem, or part of the reason for that, is there is a lack of inventory, a lack of good inventory. So serious buyers that are out there may only have 1 or 2 or 3 options, and if they are spending time going back and forth and not being entirely serious about where they're starting and not taking the end point in mind in doing that, there are people that are losing homes to other buyers that are quicker to the chase. So I think that's something important to note. The other thing that we are noticing as for our buyers clients is that there's not a lot of inventory. So even though Calgary has a lot of homes on the market, the value and the properties that have all the features that people are looking for just don't seem to be on the market. And it's really difficult to know if that's going to continue. If people have lost their jobs, they may not put their homes on the market because they may not be able to replace that home if they don't have an income to qualify for a mortgage. So there's all sorts of interesting things going on, and a lot of it we saw at the beginning of the recession too, where we figured there'd be this influx of inventory and then there wasn't. So let's watch it carefully, take everything with a grain of salt, including what I say, because we won't know really the full fallout for another couple months. The other thing I wanted to touch on is feedback. Sellers spend the time to get their homes ready for showing. So this is pre-COVID and current times. It's a little more sensitive now because sellers are disinfecting their homes, leaving all the lights on, having to leave with nowhere to go, right? Because it's not like you can go sit in a coffee shop while someone's looking at your house. Pre-COVID, we were finding that when we asked for feedback, we were getting it maybe 30 to 40% of the time. Not all realtors provide feedback. Sometimes it's just not something that they do, and other times it's instructions from their buyers. Sometimes their buyers do not want them giving feedback and putting them in a position of less power should they decide to write an offer. So, current COVID, we would hope that if people are coming through the property, they're fairly serious, and we're finding that that's the case. And because sellers are taking such time to get their houses ready and leave and sort of risk things to be out in the world to have showings, we would expect that realtors would share feedback with us. It's just not always the case. I have found that people are being more forthright with feedback, but we're not entitled to it. It's a professional courtesy. And so I just want to kind of let you know where that falls. And feedback's great if you're able to use it to your advantage to, like maybe a room felt too small and you can move a couch and it makes it feel bigger. But, vague feedback like it wasn't for my clients is not super helpful. The best feedback is a second showing or an offer, period. So I hope that clears some of that up. Let's keep an eye on the market and we will continue to keep you posted. In the meantime, stay safe.